Rob Thompson, Carl Schoening. Halftime.
It is halftime here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. If you're tuned into our frequencies, maybe you're checking us out on Facebook or YouTube. It's a short show today. I'm Carl Schoening. He's Rob Thompson. Edwin and James Pledger running the ship, making sure we sound good. We got 30 minutes before the 100-loss Rangers take the airwaves with Eric Nadel, and the Los Angeles Angels get the getaway game going today.
Taking a long time. Lots of hard work came into it. Let's not forget all the little people that worked so hard to get to this 100-loss milestone.
I love how all year, in the last few years, y'all have really been selling the Rangers really hard, and the fact that we are the home of the Texas Rangers.
We are.
Y'all have done a really good job.
Mm-hmm. And we've gotten here through all of our love and support through these many years. I want to thank the Rangers for losing 100 times. They got 58 wins. I mean, they made 58 mistakes, but there were 100 successes this year so far. Let's hope they can carry through and finish with a bang, not a whimper. I'm saying they got 105 in them. I know I dream big. I know that I set the bar high for those that I expect a lot of. But I think they can get to 105.
The best part about joining us on Facebook Live or SA Sports Star or YouTube, SASportsStar.com or YouTube, is that you get to see Rob's expressions. Frank Valdez sent a chuckle at those. Damn Rangers, as he says on Facebook Live. Jonathan C. says, Pledger's just about to announce that he's Iron Man with that outfit on. He does look a lot like Tony Stark. As he overdresses.
He looks like a mixologist today. Looks like he's shaking up a nice slow gin fizz, shaking it up, got the jiggers going on, pouring in a fancy way, spinning those double cups.
And Rudy J hasn't left yet. Rudy J's still here, and he's got a drink. Did you pour some of that Jameson in there? Do you let him have some of the Jameson? Hey, you're not on air anymore. You can do what you want, Rudy J. So, the day ends in Y, and we have a short segment, so we might as well start it off with our Ben Simmons rumor of the day. And it's not even a rumor of the day. It's just a hot topic that I do enjoy a nice, thorough breakdown of anything NBA by Bobby Marks. He has a piece on ESPN Plus, and he talks about the 6 teams that check all the boxes. And he goes on to make arguments for every team that could potentially trade for Ben Simmons, all 29 of them. But in this particular case, he has only 6 teams that have the combination of players the 76ers could want on their roster and draft capital to make it happen. So tier 1, teams to check all the boxes, and then he has tier 2 a little later on with teams that are not necessarily going to have the trade assets, but the fit doesn't make sense. And then trade tier 3, available young players, draft assets, veterans, but they do not have an impact player. So the Spurs made tier 1. They have impact players they can move. They have draft assets along with the Toronto Raptors, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Indiana Pacers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, as well as the Portland Trailblazers. The best player among them would have to be C.J. McCollum. And I feel like if that trade was going to happen, it would have happened, weeks ago. Maybe there's a chance that Daryl Morey is just getting too greedy. And I think that, if anything we've learned from the Zach Lowe article yesterday, is Daryl Morey is just too greedy.
Well, I think right now he has the right to be. But we're running out of time for greed. The C.J. McCollum thing, I firmly believe is still on the table. I do too. I think that offer has been pitched. I think that they have shown the benefits of having a C.J. McCollum on the outside and a Joel Embiid inside. It is those other pieces and parts. It's the Nasir Littles, the guys that might get good, that maybe Portland has some plans for. It's those first-round draft picks that maybe Portland's not ready to get rid of. Or maybe they don't want any picks at all and are looking for more win-now types. I think that that's still a possibility there. So Bobby Marks clicked or checked the box with the Spurs with impact players. I'm really curious who Bobby views as one of the Spurs that is an impact player and how he defines that.
So this is right from the article. The Spurs should be the wild card out of this group. They have a combination of young players, DeJounte Murray and Derek White, on team-friendly contracts, a veteran in Thaddeus Young who can impact a playoff roster, and all of their first-round picks, including a future one from the Chicago Bulls. To jump into the deep with Simmons, though, the Spurs would have to do something they rarely do, make an in-season trade. The last time they did that was 9 years ago in 2012 when they moved Richard Jefferson and TJ Ford. I forgot that TJ was on there involved in that deal to the Golden State Warriors for Steven Jackson. Players that cannot be traded on the Spurs roster, at least right away. Doug McDermott, he has the December 15th signing restriction. Zach Collins, same thing. Bryn Forbes and Jock Landau, all under that December 15th signing restriction. First-round assets, the Spurs have all of their picks, and they have the Chicago first-round pick that'll be conveyed in either 2025 or 2026. Their tradable contracts, DeJounte Murray, Derek White, and Thaddeus Young, the three highest-paid players on the roster. Number 4, Al-Farouq Aminu.
You know, we talk about what the Spurs have and what they could give. I was surprised to hear from whatever sources know that his representation, Ben Simmons' representation, Rock Nation, are looking for a team that is willing to build around and make Ben Simmons their alpha dog, their number one. That's what they're looking for. And I thought that Daryl Morey and the Sixers are being a bit greedy for a guy that is being traded that is an obvious all-star caliber player, but can't shoot or won't shoot, whatever it is, and say, well, I want everything for this. Well, there's a reason why you're moving him, because he doesn't do what you need. And then they have an inflated value for him. But what might be the worst case scenario is Ben Simmons and his agency have too big of a value placed on them that they're going to drive a bargain so difficult to match that no team's going to want to deal with either him and the prospect of building around him, or dealing with the agents that are saying, you've got this guy. Now do everything we need to make him happy. When quite frankly, I think he's being moved because it is proven he is not a number one. He can't be the guy you build around. If he was, the Sixers would have done it, or they'd be trading Joel Embiid.
And that's the thing here is, I think that Ben Simmons can be a number one. He's just tired of being a number one next to Joel Embiid, who's the clear number one among the two of them. And it's not that they don't want him anymore. Obviously, there's not a trade in which the 76ers come out on top. They would have loved to have gotten James Harden back when he was available in Houston. But in this particular case, we're talking about the 76ers, I guess, in a draft
you just said, though. You believe that Ben Simmons could be a number one guy, a guy that is expected not only to lead the team, but probably be their number one scorer, their number one option. That you think that Ben Simmons is capable of that now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things where, yeah, his criticisms are that he was hesitant to pull the trigger and score, but he is a very good scorer within 10 feet. He's like a mini Giannis. He doesn't do all of the things that Giannis does at 7'1", but he's 6'11", and he can pretty much do everything that Giannis does, except he doesn't shoot those three-pointers that you're like, okay, Giannis, we're happy you didn't take it right to the rim on us.
Not only does he not, he doesn't want to do some of the things that Giannis does. Doesn't even want to. I mean, he doesn't want to take any shot outside the paint. Giannis take a three. Wants to take a three.
And the defense thanks Giannis when he takes those threes.
Well, I mean, what that does, though, you got to keep in mind that for when he takes the three, at the very least, every time from then point on, you got to step toward him, opening the lane just a little bit more. Sometimes it's not whether you make or miss the shot, it's that you're a threat to take it. And if you have to defend the fact that he'll take it, that alters the defense for something else. I think that Ben Simmons is asking for something from teams that he would land on that he is not going to get. You can have the perception that you're a lead player, but your number one player can't shoot 50% from the free throw line unless he's Shaq, unless he's Giannis, who's doing a whole bunch more. Your number one player can't average under 20 points a game.
And he's not sure whether he's left-handed or right-handed. He's actually switched between the left and the right hand to try to figure out which one he can shoot with better. He's just not a natural shooter by any means
then
necessary.
How can you quantify yourself as an alpha dog and number one when you don't even know what hand you're going to shoot with? You see what I'm saying? I think I've been blaming Morey for this. Well, Morey has every right to ask for it. I think the problem at the end of the day is going to be Ben Simmons. Okay, I'm willing to come and land, but I might do the same thing to you that I'm doing to Philadelphia if you don't treat me right and you don't make me the A guy. Well, dude, you don't have the skill set. In fact, most general managers around the league look at you more like a Draymond Green than they do a Steph Curry. Yeah, you're a great and important cog into winning, but you are not the alpha most primary reason we're going. You're going to be a key role player, a two, a Scottie Pippen, but you're not going to be a one. And if he refuses to accept that, why on earth would I give away anybody that I liked to bring in a guy who I might not ever be able to please?
There is that perception of him that he thinks very highly of himself, and it has a big ego. You're just going to have to deal with that with these guys in the NBA that are alphas in their own sense. But yes, Ben Simmons can't shoot outside of 10 feet. Other than that, he's perfect.
You know, that is actually the truest statement you could make about Ben Simmons because everything else is pretty damn perfect. I wouldn't perfect, pretty damn good.
Yeah, he can't shoot from 15 feet with nobody guarding him, free throw. But other than that, he does everything very well. He's one of the best passers in the league. He can defend 1 through 5, most fives at least. And it has physical advantages that you can't find every day. He could be the guy that no matter who's guarding him, he'll have a step on. But you're right. He does need to improve in shooting. He's 25 years old, and he hasn't improved, mainly because the 76ers haven't asked him to. They've built.
I think they've asked. He just hadn't done.
Well, his first year, he was shooting 15-footers every now and again, and he didn't shoot them at a bad clip. But then they just said, stop it entirely. And Doc Rivers has even stopped featuring him in the offense, especially when it mattered in the playoffs. So it kind of makes sense why he became so pass first. And I think he's just tired of being utilized that way. Wherever he ends up, he will average 25 points per game. I don't know if he'll shoot outside 10 feet, but I would guess based off his Instagram photos and videos, he wants to shoot those 3-pointers just because maybe he can get those every now and again. And that wasn't in the 76ers game plan to allow him to do that.
25 is a big ass there, Carl. 25 a game for a guy who hasn't hit a jump shot in a year. 25 a game for a guy that is nervous about going to the free throw line. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? I am a fan of Ben, but dude, don't have an inflated opinion of yourself. In fact, I would like to think that after what you went through this season, after your coach has thrown you under the bus, after your partner, your supposed co and Joel Embiid's like, yeah, he can come or go. I really don't think it's working out very well. I mean, at some point you have to look in the mirror and go, obviously I'm the problem here. Obviously it's me. It's not them.
Yeah. Oh, he even says as much in a meeting with Doc Rivers and ownership. It's me. It's not you. And I love what Frank Valdez says on Facebook. He says he's a beast in 2K, 23, 8, and 7 with the Spurs. And Quinn Hudson joins us. Orlando, Cleveland, Sacramento, and OKC might be the only teams he could be the number one offensive player.
Not on Orlando, not on Cleveland, not on Sacramento, not on Oklahoma City. There's guys on every one of those teams that would be more of an alpha scorer. Every one of those teams. Every one of them. OKC's got those young guards. They don't need a Ben Simmons. Cleveland, you got the young bull. You got Jared Allen. He doesn't even quite fit there. Sacramento, how many guys do you need? Buddy Hield is the alpha guy there. And they got a couple of point guards that are fast as lightning. OKC's got Shai Gilgeous. So you still want to be the alpha player, dude? You're not even better than the best guy on the worst team in the NBA in Oklahoma City. So if I'm driving a hard bargain no matter who the general manager is. You think you're that good? I don't think so. The numbers don't bear it out. But continue the chase, baby. You never know.
What do you think the odds are on BetUS if Ben Simmons were to be a Spur? What are the odds on him going to San Antonio on BetUS?
I don't have it in front of me, but I'd guess it'd be about 10%. About 10%. Let's get you all caught up on all of the headlines. But before we do, let me get you in on what you need to be laying money with We got football tonight, guys, and if you're not in on the game, this will be boring. We got Cincinnati and Jacksonville. You need a reason to play. Let me tell you about BetUS.com. They're America's favorite sports book and have been for over 25 years. Why, you ask? Only one more important reason than they pay, and that they are easy to work with. You need a sports book with integrity and longevity. 25 years in the business tells you they will pay on time, on target. And they also have everything you want to play. You want to have the live betting. You want MMA. You want golf, horses, esports, and all the props. You want it. You got it. How do you get it? Call right now, 1-800-79-BET-US. That's 1-800-79-BET-US. Their great staff will walk you through the process. It won't take more than 5 minutes to get you done. It's a lot easier that way. And remember, when you talk to them, KZDC, that's us here at San Antonio Sports Star. You mention us, you get a little below and a little action, 200% in bonuses if you're transferring crypto. And if you're going your normal account like I did, it's 125%. Either way, it is absolutely free money. I don't care where you're betting now. You can stay with them if you'd like, but come take advantage of what they got, and I'm sure you'll stay. Nobody beats BetUS.com. Come find out. Join BetUS.com today. Mention KZDC. Get all those great bonuses. That's America's favorite sportsbook. BetUS.com. Enter KZDC. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Now, headlines are things that we need to keep you updated. Carl, give us the news.
Carl's Countdown.
Headline 2. Los Angeles Lakers Russell Westbrook vows to push Anthony Davis every single night.
Okay.
What? You don't want to hear something about Anthony Davis getting pushed by LeBron and Russell Westbrook? He's going to hear it in both ears now.
First of all, Anthony Davis is better than Russell Westbrook. So Russell, slow your roll. Sure, push him. A bunch of old guys can't push him too hard. You're going to get hurt. I like Russell's attitude, and I do think it's going to help the Lakers. But Anthony Davis is happy he's here, but Russell ain't there to push Anthony Davis any further than Anthony Davis is going to push himself.
No matter what age he is, Russell Westbrook has a engine that doesn't stop more so than Anthony Davis. And if you were to put a little bit of that engine into Anthony Davis, he would be the best player in the league.
If you put that engine in any player, they'd have that kind of league. Yeah, Russell is a different beast, the most violent basketball player I've ever seen. He wants to attack everything he does. That's to a fault, though. But Anthony Davis has one more, been to places that Russell's never been. So, Russell, you got to kind of be careful. I appreciate your love, and I appreciate you're going to push your teammates. But Anthony right now sits on a little bit higher level than Russell does.
Only one of those two players has an MVP, and it ain't AD.
No, but AD has stood around close to a ring where
he does have a ring.
Yes, what I'm saying.
Russ got close.
Russ got close. But it's not the same, man. Russell is not on the same level as AD. He's on the down. He's on the down.
Yeah, right now. And I think that that's where this is coming from. Westbrook realizes that he needs Anthony Davis to become the number one. LeBron and AD are basically the 1-2 right now, and LeBron's sort of trending towards maybe just being a distributing guard, although Magic says that he's more focused than ever.
LeBron's
so I'm looking forward to
a
LeBron.
Great year this year. I'm expecting him to go out with a bang, man. I have a feeling he's got a lot to prove.
Absolutely. All righty. Headline 1. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Brown activated from the COVID-19 list. This will be another Patriot returning to Gillette Stadium.
Are there any other Patriots that are free tonight or over the weekend? What's up? Is Burkhead around? Can we get Russ Burkhead? Any other little tiny wide receivers we could pull up? What's the Texas Tech kid that played there forever? Is he available? Can he come
Danny
back?
Amendola.
Danny Amendola and the other one? What's the other little wide receiver that was there forever?
Rex Burkhead, Julian Edelman.
Edelman, that's the other one. Can we get all the old ones together?
Well, you'd have to trade with Houston to get Burkhead and Amendola back.
They don't need them for a day. Let them go put on a uniform. Let's say goodbye to all of them. Let's just call this the official retirement of what was.
I mean, Julian's free.
Yeah, he's free. What? Let's see. What was that safety that was on that team for a couple of years? Is Foxworthy? No, not him. There's a safety that's on the pundits. Get all the old
McCourty brothers, both the McCourty brothers.
Get the McCourtys. Let's get everybody, put a uniform on them, and let's have an official retirement of what was, so New England could move forward and become the average team that they've been meant to be for the last 20
Deion Branch
years.
doing anything?
Deion's probably free. James White. Oh, sorry. Didn't he hurt his hip?
Yeah, he's out for the season.
What about Kevin Falk? We could bring him back.
We can bring Kevin. No, sadly, Kevin made the news not long ago. I think he lost someone in his family. Rip to the family and condolences. Moving along.
Headline 0. This one near and dear to my heart. Running back Lashon McCoy to retire as a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. So long, Shady. I thought he retired 3 years ago.
For a brief shining moment, though, Shady was a baller. For about 2 years there, he was just about the best running back in the league.
There was just something about how he could shift and get away from players that was video game-like in real life.
Very much a very patient runner. And as a Dallas Cowboy fan, for a couple years, man, Lashon ate us up. He was everything that the Eagles needed. He got into some legal trouble, and I thought that kind of hung over him for a couple years. He's bounced around, but at least he's going out as an Eagle. There you go. You don't see that very often.
That is interesting that he decided to say, you know what, water under the bridge or over the dam, wherever you want your water, and he'll re-sign with the Eagles and retire an Eagle. Because I like it when players do that. Hey, I'm an Eagle. I want to make sure that I sign that 24-hour contract just to say I retired an Eagle.
That's not a very common thing, is it?
Not in the NFL.
Well, I mean, for the Eagles.
Oh, for the Eagles?
I mean, are there many people that, that have left and come back and retire me an Eagle? It's very common for the Cowboys. Seems like we're doing it about every other year. Yeah,
Philadelphia, can't say that it happens too often for them, but it is a special stop for the people who are special while they're there. The Philly fans, there's a love-hate relationship there, but it's mostly love. They keep you honest. So, those are your headlines.
Those are your headlines. What we do every day is make sure you're completely informed. Now, a little bit of housekeeping. We're about to head into the Texas Rangers, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
It's a long name. Yeah, I don't say that every time.
No Ohtani today, but we'll hope that the Rangers can add yet one more loss to what has been an incredible, difficult run. It took them nearly all season, but they made it last night. They lost their 100th game. That's not easy to do, friends.
They're not going to catch up to the Orioles.
They had to dump off a Gallo who proceeded to go and stink up in New York. If they'd have kept Gallo, they'd have gotten 100 games, a couple weeks ago. But because they tried to help out the Yankees, offered him their best player, it took them a little bit longer. But I'd like to congratulate Chris, the manager, and all the staff that have contributed to a record-setting year. Rangers. Right after this. Don't forget, we'll have a full blitz for you today. It is Thursday. Guests will be wrapped around the block, getting ready to talk with Jason Minix. We got high school football tomorrow night. Kevin Brock is back in the saddle, I believe. Our Rudy J.
He picked a good one, too, Reagan.
Well, they had a great one last week, too. That Brandeis Johnson game went deep into the game. So, this week they've got a game. Kevin Brock and Jason Minix will be on the call for your high school football game of the week, powered by Hill Electric. You do have Reagan going against Madison. GPS of Texas will be in the booth, and the call gets going at 6:30. Kickoff at 7, all sponsored by TSA OG Orthopedics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Stevens Roofing, Southern Recipe, Small Batch Pork Rime, and Central Builders Incorporated. Going to be fine football weekend all week long. And don't forget, you can catch live play-by-play right here on San Antonio Sports Star, starting with high school Friday night lights on Friday night all the way through Dallas Cowboy game on Sunday. This weekend, the top 25 going to be busy. Real quickly before we go, Georgia, Arkansas. Who do you like?
I'm hoping Arkansas. I'm kind of pulling for them the way they beat up on Texas. And I'm not.
Keep going. They beat up on A&M too.
Texas as a state,
the entire state.
Not the University of Texas. But they knocked out here. And as Pledger was telling us, they also like to play in the state of Texas so much that they're going to go ahead and have Texas Tech on their schedule for a home and home. Probably sometime in the 2030s, but still.
Georgia is they're in for it. I think that Georgia, I'm just going to say they're in for it. I have a feeling that the wake-up call came when they saw A&M put it on them, but this is the type of team that Georgia does not play well against. Man on man, size on size, who's going to beat 3 yards in a cloud of dust? That's why Bama always beats Georgia.
And this is a test for Arkansas to prove if they're able to do this against SEC powerhouses such as Georgia. So, I'm looking forward to that. I also want to see the Notre Dame game. That'll be against Cincinnati.
Cincy.
Yeah, that'll be a 7 versus 9 top 10 matchup.
Desmond Ridder makes his Heisman announcement.
Ooh.
And Luke Fickell plainly puts it out there that you can talk to Lane Kiffin. You can talk about Anthony Lynn, but Luke Fickell, head coach of the University of Southern California. He's going to beat Notre Dame here, and he's going to go change uniform colors in L.A. and beat Notre Dame there. As we root for him. Hey, don't forget today, Thursday, Jason Minix is going to be giving away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. You still got time. Go upload a picture of your meat. Make sure it's cooked, properly seasoned. And Jason will judge your meat and decides the best meat gets a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
You see, I need a grill. I have issues with smoking up my apartment when I do cast iron steaks. So I gotta get a grill to make sure I can start doing it right.
Are you on the second floor or on?
Yes, second floor.
Kind of hard to have a grill on the second floor. You're gonna have to use the communal grill.
Mm-hmm.
It's illegal to have a grill on the second
Only
floor.
thing you should be smoking in your apartment is an old fashioned.
Oh, no, you can. Hey, there is nothing wrong with a pan-seared steak. Nothing. It's just a different way.
It tastes pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. I won't ever turn that away. They're great steakhouses here in town. That's all they do. So respect to that. But you've got to make sure you get it done. Well, we are going to head into the sunset, at least for a little bit.
Thank y'all for sticking around with us in your midday break. Eric Nadell and the Texas Rangers coming up next. And then it's Jason Minix and the Blitz. I'm Carl Schoening. He's Rob Thompson. James Pledger and Edwin had an easy halftime to help us out today. We thank them. And Rudy J, he's still sticking around? Is he back there? Oh, of course. We're going to have to hang out with Rudy J and pour some Jameson. Well, bought that for Pledge, and I'm going to have to jump into it. Join us again tomorrow at noon here on Halftime.
Football in America is a special game, a unique game played like nowhere else on earth. It's a rare game, and the men that play it make it so. Prescott.